Okay, so let's start the session. And in today's class, we are going to discuss the next topic called as data types. Fine. So next concept called as data types. So we are having different data types. Okay, different types of data. That is nothing but different data types. So here, different data types. What is meant by different data types, or means what is meant by data type? Data type is nothing but type of a object where the particular value is stored. Okay, data types means type of the object for which the value is stored. So where the value is stored. For example, where value is stored. Okay, for different types of values, we require different objects. We can't store every value in a same object. For example, let us take a small example. In this class, we are having approximately 50 students are there. So for 50 students, we have created a classroom with wherever the strength of 50 students can be there, and where the students can write their notes or whatever the facilities are there. This we have created. For example, if students of 80 students are there, can we use the same classroom? No. If the students of 100 are there, we can use the same classroom? No. If the students of 150 are there, we can use? No. As the students increases, or the students, based upon the students, we are going to create the classrooms. So for example, let us take one more example. For example, we are having only 10 students are there. In this class, only 10 students are there. Why this much of classroom also? Sir, what is the problem if you create a big size classroom, this much of big classroom, wherever the capacity of 200 students are there? Inside that, if 200 is there also, you use the same classroom. If 10 students are there also, use the same classroom. Then what is the problem for you? Create a big classroom only for everything. No need of creating small classroom. Then what happens? Space will be unused. So space is unused means, for example, in this building, we can build with respect to 20 classrooms means, instead of that, we are able to build only 5 classrooms. Then we can't continue with respect to multiple batches, right? So in order to make the memory usage, more memory usage, so they have created with different objects. For example, one more example for you, easy understanding. Knife is there, right? Everyone knows knives. But in the knives, we are having different sizes of knife. In the home only, we are having with respect to 4 to 5 different knives will be there. And we already know that one more knife which is available in mutton shop, right? That knife is entirely different one. So knife means where we are going, for example, a knife, blade, and everything are used to cut only, right? Including the mutton knife also is used for that purpose only, to cut only. So for every purpose the same means, why we can't bring that mutton knife only to our house? For any small things we want to cut also, we'll use the same knife. That will be solved from basic level to advanced level, right? Then why we are not bringing that mutton knife into our house? Why we are using only small knives, or for some situations we are using only blades only? So again, based upon the requirement here completely. So in order to save the memory, or in order to, for example, we required with respect to a knife of small thing is sufficient means, why we have to go with a big one? Means for using a big one, we require more amount of energy to spend. In order to use the small one, we require less energy to spend. So everyday regular usage means one day, one time, okay, energy wasted, but regular time. So that is the reason. Similarly, for values also, they have created different objects. One object was created like this, one object was created like this, one object was created like this, something. Such shapes are, no, here my meaning is not with respect to the shapes. Don't ask the question for which object or which shapes are. Here there is no shape. Example, I'm saying. In the backend, they have created with for one object, one type of memory. So where for each type of value, so that they want to utilize the maximum memory. Memory means not in terms of hard disk. Memory in terms of RAM. So whatever the RAM we are having, 8 GB RAM or 6 GB RAM or 12 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM, whatever the RAM is there, inside that RAM, whatever you have executed, the executed cells, everything will be stored in the RAM. If you have not executed, just they are stored in the hard disk. Whatever the code you are writing, that will be stored in the hard disk. Once you have executed, whatever the executed cell is there, for example, A is equal to 10. You have executed this one. Or without executed, this is stored in the hard disk. In the Jupyter notebook, again, that Jupyter notebook is stored in the hard disk. But once you have executed A is equal to 10, now 10 is stored in the A. Next time you are asking print A means from it is printing 10. How? Because the value is getting stored in the memory, which is in the RAM. So unused, for example, if you are creating with respect to big size of objects, large size of objects, but inside that object, you are keeping a small element only. Unused, if you are having unused means your RAM will be consuming more. For example, let us take a small piece of code. For this code, I require just 2 GB of RAM. Means instead of 2 GB RAM, 6 GB RAM is required. Means then what is the thing? What happens? So 6 GB means, okay, sir, we'll install 6 GB only. What happens, sir? Unused. Remaining 4 GB is unused. You are simply wasting that one. So that is the reason we are creating with respect to different sizes of object. Right? Now, here we are having for different values, different types of objects are available. For integer means first one is called as numeric and second one is called as non-numeric. Values are two types. One is numeric and one is non-numeric. Okay. So before moving to numeric and non-numeric data types, whatever the data types we are having, basically we are having two different data types. One is called as fundamental data types. Second one is called as advanced data types. These advanced data types are also called as data structures. We are having two fundamental data types and advanced data types. Now, what is the difference between fundamental and advanced? Fundamental data type can store only one value in an object. It can store only one value in an object. It can't store more than one value. Then it is called as fundamental data type, where advanced data types can store more than one value. If an object can store more than one value, then it is called as advanced. If the object can store only one value, means it is called as fundamental. Okay, fundamental data types. Fundamental data types means only one value. It can store only one value. Now, values, whatever the values are there, values are numeric and non-numeric. Inside the numeric, we are having one with decimal, without decimal. Without decimal, a numeric without decimal is called as int. A numeric without decimal is called as int. Any numerical value, that should be a numerical only. Inside that, there should not be any text. A numerical value without any decimal is called as int. A numeric with decimal, in Python, it is called as float. In Python, it is called as float. Here, there is no double, there is no with respect to others. Don't confuse with respect to other languages. In Python, we are having only two. One is without decimal is called as int, with decimal is called as float. And the third numeric is called as complex numbers, where we are having some kind of imaginary values. Complex numbers means with imaginary values. Imaginary values are nothing, imaginary is nothing but square root of -1. Which square root of -1, which is generally in Indian subjects, we have studied with respect to I. I is equal to square root of -1. But in America, it is J. Okay, so Python was created by American, so he has created with J. Right? Basically, J is also square root of -1 only. But they have studied the imaginary value, name it as J. They have named it as J. Okay, so J is equal to -1. Whenever you are having any imaginary value, then it is called as complex numbers. But this is also a numbers only. So numbers are three different types. One is without decimal, with decimal, and complex. Sir, in data science particularly, we are going to use either int or float only, but not with respect to complex. In the entire data science, we'll never use the complex. Sir, if you are not using the complex, then what is the use of creating these complex numbers? Means Python was not created for only data science purpose. Python was created for mathematicians also. Some mathematicians, they are going to use with respect to complex numbers. Who are going to work on the complex numbers or complex theory, mathematicians who are doing some kind of research on that, they are going to use that one. Okay, is that clear? Now, let us start with respect to the data types. First one is numerical value without any decimal. That is nothing but int. So I'm going to write a is equal to 10 and print a. Print a means it is going to print whatever the value is there inside the a. That is a is equal to 10. If I write a is equal to 10, it is going to create an object of 10 with name it as a. And print a means it is printing whatever the value is available within the a. That is number 10. Now type is the function which is used to check the data type. So print is the function which is used to print. ID is the function which is used to check the address. These are the things which we have covered in the last class. Now in today's class, we are going to see type. Type is the function which is used to check what is the data type. So we are going to write type of A. Type of A means it gives the what is the data type it is having. So it is saying that it is a int. So integers will be represented by int. Int means nothing but int where it is not having any kind of decimal value. Next one is float. Float means where we are having a numerical value with decimal. That is b is equal to 3.0 and print b means it is printing 3.0. Type of b means it is printing with respect to float. Now the question is, sir, 3.0 means are equal to 3 only, right? Both are same, right? Value wise both are same, data type wise both are different. Are you checking value wise or are you checking type wise? Type wise means both are different. One is float, one is int. Value wise both are same, right? So type, if you ask the type a is equal to 3 and type of a, you can see here it is int type. B is equal to 3.0. It is, if you ask a print b means 3.0 it is printing and type of b is float. Is that clear? One is int and one is float. So once there is a decimal point is there and after that you have written some value means it is float only, right? If it is 3.000000001 also, it is still float only. Value is considered as float. Sir, it is almost equal to 3 only, na? Almost value wise 3 only. Value wise 3 only, not by data type wise. Sir, I want to value 3. Then you have to use the function called as round. Round is the function which makes to round figure. Round figures always gives the output as int only. Though you are having 3.15 also, it will give the round figure of 3. You are having 3.62 means it will give the round figure of 4. Wherever the value is greater than 0.5, it will convert to higher value. If the value is less than 0.5, it will reduce that value to 3. Something like this. That is round function. That is entirely different concept. Here we are discussing only the type, data types. Data types means with numeric, without numeric. Sorry, with decimal and without decimal. Right? Next, typecasting. Typecasting means where you are going to convert from one format to another format is called as typecasting. In Python, we are able to convert from one data type to another data type, which is called as typecasting. Okay, typecasting meaning is converting from one data type to another data type is called as typecasting, right? Here I'm having b is equal to 5.9999 something. So if I ask print b, it is printing like this. What is the data type? It is a float data type. If you ask with respect to what is the type of b means, it is going to say type of b is nothing but float. Now, if I want to convert this one to int, how to convert means int of. Just you have to write int of. Int of is a function which is used to convert to int. Float of is the function which is used to convert to float. So int of b means first it will take int of b. B value, what is b value? 5.9999. Whatever the value is there, it is going to take that value inside this. And after that, once it has written the int, what is the meaning of int means? Take the, after the decimal, whatever the value is there, simply strike off. And before the decimal, whatever the value is there, just print that one. That is the meaning of int. Sir, 5.99999 equal to 6 now. Why it is considering like that? I told you. 5.999 equal to 6, that is round. You are making round. This is int. Int means before to the decimal, whatever is there, select that one. This function was created for that purpose. That function was created for that purpose. Okay. So here, one int of b means it is just giving the output as 5. Is that clear? Though it is 5.9999 also, still it is 5 only. Right? Now, for example, you have practiced with 5.2. Okay, you have practiced like this with 5.2. Int of b means now there you will confuse with int and round, both are same only, you will get. So once if you change this one to 5.99, now you get a clarity that okay, even if it is 5.99, 5.9999, whatever the value, still it is making to just to 5. Means after the decimal value, whatever the value is there, it is just removing. Right? A is equal to 10. Now what is the type of a? Int type. So it is just showing the, it is an int type. Now if I want to convert this one to int float wise, just you have to write float of a. Float of, just write float of a. Now what is meant by float of a? Float of a means, now first it will take like this, float of a. You have written the code like this. Automatically in the Python, first a value will be considered. Whatever the a value is there, 10. First it will take like this. Whether it is able to convert means it will convert. If it is not able to convert means it will throw an error. Here inside this int is there. For int to float, can I convert any integer to float means? Yes, it is a possible. So it is going to give the output as 10.0. Just it will add 0.0 to that. Nothing else. Just it will add 0.0 to that. Okay. Similarly, int of 5.99. First, it will check whether this value can be converted to int or not. If it is possible, okay. If it is not possible, it will throw error called as type error. Type error means that particular data type cannot be converted. Right? So int 5.99, So since it is possible, it is going to print the 5. Means after the decimal value, whatever it is there, it is cancelling. Here, just it is adding the decimal value of 0.0. So see here, I'm going to get answer as 10.0, right? So in the backend, just it is going to fill the value like this. And after filling the value, it will check. For example, float off, you have asked with respect to SRK. It will throw an error. This is not the number. I can't keep .0 for that. SRK .0, I can't keep. This is not possible. So it will throw the error. Whichever the possibility is there, and after keeping .0, that is making a sense that it is going to bring. Just it will add the only .0. That's it. Nothing it will do. Sir, what is the use of adding .0, sir? If no use means don't add. If for you there is no use and you are not required that one means don't do that one. It is not compulsory, right? Now, here I am having with respect to 5.99. Okay. I want to have with respect to answer as 5.0. Then what I have to do? First, if you write float means float of 5.99 means just directly 5.99. Already it is in the float only. Na? Same answer will be printed. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to convert to int. Int of 5.99. I'm going to get 5. For this, I'm going to take float of automatically 5.0. So can I write like this? Float of int of 5.9. So now what happens first? Once again, a is equal to 5.99 int of a to that float. Now, whenever you have written the multiple brackets like this in the notes, you can write in Python, if there are multiple brackets are available, first inner bracket will be completed first, followed by outer. First inner brackets will be completed. So here, first inner brackets means this one. So first it is going to select like this, float of int of 5.99. For that, it is going to create float of int of 5.99, which is 5. Float of 5, which is output is 5.0. Okay, I'm going to get output as 5.0. Is that clear? This is one of the question was given in the Microsoft exam. Okay, from data types, particularly from the data types, Microsoft exam on Python will have 20% weightage. If you want, I can show you officially in the website also. After the class, I will show you. Right? At the end, please remind me. I'll show you in the official website. Right? Next, int of 10.999. What is the output? Just it is going to create 10. Next, b is equal to 5.7. C is equal to float of int of b. So first b will be considered, that is 5.7. For that int will be added, that is 5. Float of 5 is 5.0. And next, finally, once the left side part completely executed, then it is going to store that value in the right side part. In the Python, entirely whatever the left side is there, first the entire left part has to be completed. Then only right side part will be executed. And now, if I ask what is the C miss, it is just printing the C is equal to 5.0. Is that clear? Next, third one is complex numbers. Third numerical type is called as complex numbers. Complex numbers where we are having the imaginary value. So x is equal to 10 plus 25j. X is equal to 10 plus, generally any complex number, whatever the complex number syntax, the syntax of complex number is a plus bj is the complex number in syntax. In our college days, school days, we have studied a plus ib. Right? In Indian maths, whatever the textbooks are there, every author has written in the format of a plus ib. In American textbooks, if you follow means they have written with respect to instead of I, they have taken j. Okay. Now here the I value, I is called as a real value and B is called as imaginary value. Okay. A is called as real value and B is called as imaginary value. Right? And A can be both negative and positive. Similarly, B also can be positive and negative. Anything can be there. Both positives and negatives. Any value. But the syntax will be A plus IB. For example, 2 plus 3j. Okay, 2 minus 3j. 2 minus 3j is equal to 2 plus minus 3 into j. So here the real value is 2. Imaginary value is minus 3. Right? Minus 2 plus 3j. What is the meaning of this? Minus 2 plus 3j, where 2 is the real value, imaginary value is plus 3. Minus 2 minus 3j. Minus 2 plus minus 3 of j. Imagine real value is minus 2, imaginary of minus 3. Always the syntax is a plus bj only. You are not going to have a into or b some division, nothing is there. Basically the plus symbol only we are having. If minus is there means that is imaginary value is minus. Value is minus, not the syntax is minus. Is that clear? So a plus bj. So here first value represents whatever the value is there. This is the real value. This value is the imaginary value, right? So 10 plus 25j, x is equal to 10 plus 25j. If I ask type of x, it is a complex number. Now any complex number can be converted to int, means int of 10 plus 5j. Now what is the j value? 10 plus 5 into j value. J is minus 1. Can anyone knows what is minus 1? Root of minus 1. Is anyone know what is the value of root of minus 1? If everyone knows that value, means directly they'll multiply with that one only. While they'll create an alphabet of I and the imaginary part, all these things. None of them knows that what is the value of I minus 1 value, which is an imaginary value, which is not possible for the square roots. So since anyone don't know that value, if you don't know the value only, then how you can convert that value to int? So simply it is going to throw an error stating that type error, can't convert complex to int. How I can convert? I can convert any float value to int. That is okay. In float value to int I can convert. But how I can convert a complex number to int? Here 5.99 is there, means after the decimal, whatever the value is there, we can remove. Here after the decimal, there is no decimal only. And first there is no value only. The value only is unpredictable. Then how I can convert? Python will say like this. Right? Now, if you want to convert any number to complex, you can convert. Because whatever the complex of 10, you have written the complex of 10 like this. What is the meaning? Means this is the real value. Imaginary value is 0. 10 plus 0j. Right? So complex of 10 means 10 plus 0j. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Now, if you ask here, what x is equal to 10 plus 25j. If you print x, if you print the x, it is going to print 10 plus 25j, right? So here the real value is 10 and imaginary part is this one. So for example, I'm taking this one as minus. Okay. So 10 plus 10 minus 25j. So one is real value is 10, imaginary value is minus 25. Sir, how I can get that imaginary value, sir? That you can get by using x dot real. If you ask x dot real means first what it is going to do x. What is there in the x? 10 minus 25j dot real. Dot real means extract the real value. Inside this, what is the real value? 10. So it is going to extract the real value. It will give the output as 10.0 by default. By default, it will give the float. This dot real has created to generate the output as float by default. If you want to convert this one to int of x dot real. First x dot real is 10.0. That will be converted to int. Int is 10. So it is going to give the output of 10. Right? Similarly, if you want the imaginary value, x dot image. So you are going to get the imaginary value. What is the imaginary value here? Minus 25. So minus 25.0 by default float value. Still, if you want to convert this one to int also, you can convert int of like this. That is minus 25. By default, x dot real. By default, x dot real gives float value. X dot image also gives the float value. That is by default. If you want to convert means you can use by conversion of int of. Is that clear? And so now whatever the three numerical values we have discussed is one is int, float and complex. Three of them. So int to can I convert any int to float? Is that possible? Integer to float? Yes. Just you have to keep the dot. Can I convert integer to complex number? Yes. That is also possible, right? Float of 3 is nothing but 3.0. Complex of 3 is 3 plus 0j. That's it. Similarly, now float. Can I convert float to int? Yes. That is nothing but int of 3.0 or 3.1 or 3.5. The output is 3, just 3. Similarly, can I convert complex float to complex? Float of 3. Okay. Or 3.2. That is nothing but 3.2 plus 0j. Next, can I convert any complex numbers to int? Int of 10 plus 2j. It is not possible. It is going to throw error. Now the same 10 plus 0j is there, miss. If there is no imaginary value, then it is not called as a complex value on first. If imaginary value is equal to 0, every integer is imaginary part is 0, right? 2 you are saying, miss, what is the meaning of 2? 2 plus 0j. 3 miss 3 plus 0j. 10 miss 10 plus 0j. Any int value is basically a complex number only with imaginary part is equal to 0. So first it is not called as imaginary value only. It is called as int value only, right? Now, imaginary value means some, sorry, complex number means some imaginary value you have to have some value. Then only it is called as complex number. Can I convert a complex number to int, miss? No. Can I convert a complex number to float, miss? 10 plus 2j is the same. No, it is not possible. Whichever it is possible, it is converting. Whichever is not possible, it is not converting. Because j value, none of them knows to convert. If you know the j value, first I will calculate the j value, and for that I will keep the dot 0. If I know the j value. Since I don't know the j value, I can't calculate that one. First, I can't calculate the number. I can't keep the dot 0 for that. Is that clear? That is with respect to the numerics. Now, let us move on to the next part is called as text. That which is called as non-numeric. So numerics we have completed. Now we are moving on to the non-numeric. Within the non-numeric, we are having two. One is called as Boolean. One is called as string. These are the two different data types we are having in non-numeric. One is called as Boolean and one is called as string. Now, what is meant by Boolean? Boolean means it is going to say either true or false. One of the most important data type in Python for data scientists. For others, it might be useful or not, I don't know. But for us, it is so much of useful. Right? Now, here, Boolean. Boolean is with respect to true or false, where true caps lock T only. Again, small t is different one. This is a different one. It is not the Boolean one. Only caps lock T with small URE. This one only is called as Boolean. Similarly, in the false also, caps lock F and this one is called as Boolean. For example, you are having small a L F is C, not the Boolean value. So Boolean value where F will be represented by caps lock and for T true where T will be represented in the caps lock. For these two, this first letter caps lock is mandatory. Right? Now, only these two comes under Boolean. Only these two comes under Boolean. Apart from this, any string, anything comes under strings. Any text data comes under strings. Only these two comes under Boolean. Apart from this, anything comes under strings. Everything are non-numeric only. Right? Strings example is SRK. Yes, at the rate of 1, 2. Yes, comma, accelerator mark 1, 4. Whatever the things are there. These strings should be represented in the inverted commas. This no need to represent in inverted commas. So for example, TRUE I have written like this, and if I keep in the inverted commas, it is called as string, not as Boolean. Whatever you keep inside the inverted commas, it is string. So inside the string, if I write only the numbers like this, it is called as string only. It is not called as int. String. Inverted commas is a string only. Fix. Inside that you write whatever you want. Text you write, numeric you write, combinations you write, special characters you write, anything. Anything you write, it is string only. So it is a string na 1, 2, 3, 4. But string I want int. Convert to int. Can a string can be converted to int? Yes, it is possible if the string consists of only numbers. Inside this, at least one letter is there, English letter or any other. Apart from numeric, any one separate letter is there also, it is not possible. Only pure numbers are there, miss, it is possible. This is one of the most important point in the interview and in the future, because there is one more concept called as input of. At the time, we are going to work on this concept. Okay. Is that clear? Let us see one by one. We'll come slowly, one by one. Boolean means true or false, where true is caps lock T, false is caps lock F. And strings are inverted commas. Within the inverted commas, whatever you are writing, it is considered as a string, which considered as non-numerical values. Okay, these comes under non-numerical. right? Anything you can write inside the inverted commas. You can write anything as per your choice. There is no rule that you have to write this one only English letters. There is no rule. Only this special characters. There is no rule inside the inverted commas. You can write as per your choice. Sir, I want to write like this: Siva space Rama or something. Can I write a space also? Yes. Any special character. You can write even question mark also. Anything as per your choice. In the Twitter, we are going to write the tweet, or in YouTube, we are going to write the comment. Everything are strings only. Yeah, one comment is equal to one string. One comment, entire starting to ending comment will be right. Inside that, whatever you want, you are writing. If you are interested in the Hindi way, means you are writing in the Hindi, or English means English. Whatever the language you are interested, you are writing that language. Anything is considered as one string. One comment is equal to one string. Okay, every one comment, complete comment is considered as string. And that string, we are going to clean that one in the further class. So inside that, some mistakes are there, means what we are going to do. That is called as data cleaning. That we are going to discuss in the further classes. Okay. So in order to move to the data cleaning, first we have to understand the basic parts. Right? So here I am having with non-numerics. First one is called as Boolean, either true or false, which to caps lock T. For example, now if I write here, B1 is equal to caps lock T, true. If I write like this, and if I ask type of this one, it is called as Boolean, which is bool. It will print as bool. Bool means Boolean value. Now, instead of this, I'm writing like this. B2 is equal to small TURU. Now, what happens? Instead of caps lock, if I write small letters, it is considering as one of the variable name. This is considered as value. This is considered as variable name. Now, it is going to throw an error. It will throw an error. This variable name TRUE is not defined. Okay, first right side part followed by left side part. First right side part only not getting executed because right side TRUE is not there. Sir, TRUE means Boolean, sir. You understand, but Python will not understand. Python will throw as error because by considering as the variable name. If you write this one T like this, now that is considered as Boolean value, not as the variable name. Value. It is a value. Right side value. That is Boolean value. Is that clear? Next, if can I convert any Boolean values to int or float, means yes. If you convert any Boolean value to int, the Boolean true is considered as 1. True is considered as 1. False is considered as 0. Okay. So int of true means 1. Int of false means 0. Similarly, float of true, FLOT, float of false. If you write false, 0.0. 0 is already there, right? 0.0 it is added. Already number is there, means just point only, right? You have to add. Number is not available, means it will throw error. If number is available, just add the 0.0 for that. Similarly, float of true, 1.0. Is that 1 is already available? Just add the 0. So in the backend, what it is going to do? Float of int of true, which is nothing but first int of true is 1. For that float 0.0, it is added. This is the meaning. Is that clear? Next, now what is basically bool means? Bool means whether there is a value is there in the object or not. It will check. If the value is equal to 0, then it is going to throw output as false. If the value apart from 0 inside that object, anything apart from 0, it is going to throw output as true. So bool of -99, some value is there. So it is going to give the output as true. So only 9 is there. Positive or negative, whatever it is. 999. 9999. Any number. Whether, sir, it is minus. Instead of plus, take it as minus. What number is there, miss? Output is true. Bool of that particular number. Sir, that there is no number, only 0 is there, then it is false. Is that clear? None? That is Boolean. Now, after that, we are having the next concept called as strings. Right? Now, strings means nothing but a string in Python consists of a series or a sequence of characters. Within the inverted commas, you are going to write series of characters. The characters can be letters. The characters can be numbers. The characters can be special characters. Anything. Any combination. Only letters possible. Only numbers possible. Only special characters possible. Any combination of these three also possible. As per your choice. But anything should be represented only in the inverted commas. Now in Python, whether you are representing in the double quotes or whether you are representing that one in the single quote, there is no difference. I already told you earlier. So now, sir, why there is no difference? That reason and how we can see that one, both we are going to see now. For single line strings, we are going to represent either by using single quotes or by using double quotes for single line. For multi-line strings, we have to use 3 inverted open and 3 inverted close, or 3 double open, 3 double close. 3, we have to use 3 quotes we have to use. Either single or double, choice is yours, but 3 you have to use. For a single line string, only 1 is sufficient. Okay, 1 single quote is sufficient. Whether that is a single or double, whatever it is, 1 is sufficient. Right? So here I'm going to take A is equal to Siva and print A. And what is the type of A is string. String is represented as str. It will give the output as str. Right? Now, here I'm writing, see, my string 1 is equal to single quotes hello. My string 2, this is a different variable, not the same variable, different variable, but hello. And my string 3 inverted commas hello. Now, if I print this one, print my string 1, print my string 2, print my string 3, everything are giving the same output. Means in Python, there is no difference between the quotes. When you are working on the single line, there is no difference. For multi-line, now when we are moving on to the multi-line, for example, I'm having here multi-line, the same concept I will apply. First, I will try with one single quote. Whatever I have tried here with a single quote, I'm applying the same logic here also. Single quote with multi-line, it is going to throw an error. Right side, after data, there is a next line. You have came to the next line. 2 lines are there. So it is going to throw an error. Now, whatever the next one is, double quotes are there. The same concept I'm going to apply here. Double quotes, this one and this one. Again, it is going to throw an error. So this logic, whatever the single quote logic is applicable here, it is not applying. Double quote logic also not applying. Now I will try with this triple quote. 1, 2, 3. And this side also 1, 2, 3. Now it is working. Whenever you are having the double means more than 1 lines, that is multi lines, then you have to go with the triple quotes. We can't go with the single or double. We have to go with the triple. Right? Name is equal to triple quotes data science. And if you ask now name, if you print the name, what is the value of name is there? Means data, next line science is there. /n represents the next line. So data /n next line means data next line science. That is the meaning. Is that clear? If you save that one variable, if you save into a variable, then it is considered as value. If you don't save, it is considered as a comment. Sorry, once again. Example. Example. Give any one example. Whatever you are saying, give me one example so that I can tell you. You are saying something which is not existing, then how I can create that one? If it is existing means I can explain that one. If it is not existing means I can't create the Python, right? Done. So variable 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now what is the type of var1? It is an integer. Now the same here I have kept in the double quotes. It is a string. The same number is same. Number is same. There is no difference. Number is as it is same. The only difference between one is inverted quotes is a, second one is inverted quotes are not there. So when inverted quotes are not there, it is considered as int. When there is an inverted quotes, it is considered as string. Is that clear? Next, can I convert any string to an integer? Is that possible? Is the interview question. Generally, in the interview, the people will say that no, sir, it is not possible. Okay, most of the people will say it is not possible, that strings are not converted to, any strings are not converted to, not possible to convert to int. Right? It is not possible to convert to int. But the answer is, with respect to, it is possible if it is having only the numerical values. Okay, strings can be converted to int or float when it consists of only numerical values. If it is having only numerical, it is possible. If the string consists of other than numerical value, it will throw an error called as value error, stating that value cannot be converted. That particular value cannot be converted. Right? Now, so here int of var. So int of var means first it will take like this, int of var. So int of var is where inverted commas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, since inside that only numerical values are there, it will just remove this one. Inverted commas will be removed and it is going to print that value. Right? Now, similarly, float of var. Float of var means first that var will be converted to int. For that dot 0 will be applied. First it will convert to int and for that dot 0. Float means converting to int and dot is the meaning of float. So float of var means first var will be converting to int. Int is possible. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For that dot 0 it will add. Just it will add dot 0 to the int value. Now a is equal to s 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside this, if there is no this one, so a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Int of means 1, 2, 3, 4. Now inside this, let us take one s. If I add s, now what happens? It will accept because it is a string only. But int of a is having the problem because it is not able to convert the s. Now one student will ask me the question, sir, yes can also be converted as ASCII, right? We are having with respect to ASCII words, and by using that we can convert, right? Small s, small j, small k, caps lock a. For everything we are having one different numbers are available. By using those numbers we can convert, right? Now you have to remember those. Anyone can remember ASCII numbers? For small s, what is the number? 97. For caps lock s? For question mark? For exclamatory mark, what is the value? For space, what is the value? For underscore, what is the value? You have to by heart, right? So if you are by hearting that one means that is not important in your life. Whichever you are by hearting, that is not important in the life. In data science life, particularly. Okay. Whichever the things you are not by hearting, that one only is important. With by hearting only, you can remember those things, miss. Just ignore that one. It is not important. Next, length of string. So here the value, whichever the value is having apart from numeric, any one character, at least one character you are having apart from numeric. For example, I'm having 1, 2 question mark. Something, where is question mark? Okay. So you are having with respect to the question mark or something value like this. Now it is going to throw an error. At least one character apart from the numeric is there also, it will throw an error. Okay. If all of them are numerical only, it is going to convert. So strings can be converted to int or float when it is having only numerical values. Example is this one. Okay. These two are examples. Now, var is equal to string. I have converted to int and I have converted to float. Strings are converted to int, string is converted to float. Strings cannot be converted apart from numerical value. It will throw an error. Example is this one. Apart from numerical value, if you have any other one special character also, it will not give this one. Object will be saved. There is no problem. In the backend, the object will be saved with respect to 1s, 2, 3, 4. Object will be saved and name it as a. That is not a problem because it is a string. String object will be created. It can't be converted. Conversion is not possible. Creation, there is no problem with respect to creating the object. Is that clear? Next one is called as 1.234 inside the inverted commas, or inside the inverted commas. If you take like this, now it is going to throw an error. Now here 1.234, if I convert to float, yes, it just removing the inverted commas. So just it will remove the inverted commas and 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want to convert this one to int of miss, you can convert later to int. Again, if you want to convert to float also, you can convert. So when you have written like this, first, for example, I have written like this: float of, int of, float of. Okay. And a means first a value will be considered. That is 1.234. It will consider like this. Now first inner bracket will be completed. That is int of that is string of 1.234 can be converted to float. Is that possible? Just removing this one is possible. So what is meant by converting to string to numbers means just inverted commas should be removed. Just inverted commas should be removed, right? So inverted commas are removing. Now I'm getting as 1.234. It is possible. So it is possible means it is working. If it is not possible, it will throw an error, right? Next one is called as length function. Now what is the length function? Length will count the number of characters in the string. Length function will calculate the number of characters in a string. That is, my string is equal to hello. The name is my string. And inside that you have kept the word called as hello. Now, whatever the hello is there, number of characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 characters is there. Length function returns the length of characters. That is total number of characters. Okay. So length function gives you the length of characters or count of characters, number of characters, which is equal to, in this case, it is 5. It is just printing the 5. Is that clear? Done. Next concept called as indexing. Now, what is meant by indexing? Whenever you are having the strings, now, for example, int a is equal to 3. Okay. In the backend, it is going to create an object with 3 with a. B is equal to 3.0. It is going to create an object called as 3.0 with B. C is equal to 3 plus 2j. It is going to create an object called as 3 plus 2j as a single value. It will store as a single value, and C. And D is equal to true. It is going to create an object called as true with name it as D. Right? Now, E is equal to hello. Okay. Now, inside this, it is going to create the hello with E. That is also common. But here, since it is a string, the string object is stored in this way. The string object is stored inside this with respect to the each character is allocated in the each space. That is HELLO. The object was created in such a way for only strings like this. For remaining all of them, it is created normally. String object was created in this way, where each character is stored with some index value. Okay. Now, sir, why it was stored like that, sir? Why the reason should be there, right? Something reason. Why it is not storing the A as in this way? This int object also can be created in this way, right? Or B object also can be created in this way. Why is this particular string object only is created in that way? For example, we are having a normal house. Okay, a normal independent house. Independent house where the stairs are like this outside. Okay, not inside. Now, the same thing if you consider a duplex house where the stairs are inside the house, not outside. Have you observed that one? In the independent houses, the stairs will be outside. If the stairs are inside only, internally only the stairs are there, and you are having with respect to floor, you are moving internally only within the house only, then it is called as duplex house. Right? That why we have created that duplex house and why we have created this type of house means that is their requirement. That is as per their requirement. Now here, what is the requirement? Why they have created what is the requirement? Means, for example, I'm having a string stating that my name is SRK. Okay, this is one string is string. This is entirely one string is string, where this is consisting of 1, 2, 1 space, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, again space, 8, 9, 10, again space, 11, 12, 13, 14. Total 14 characters are there. Characters are 14. Out of 14 characters, 11 characters are English, 3 characters are space. But total 14 characters are there, including the space, including the English characters, everything. It is having total 14 characters are there. Now, out of these 14 characters, I want to have only with respect to SRK. I want to extract only SRK. So if you want to extract only SRK, now how we can extract? They have got a question like this. So extraction should be done on some condition. We have to keep some condition. That condition they have created by using the slicing operation. They have created a concept called as slicing. For this slicing, they created a concept called as indexing. For indexing, they have to be stored in this way. If you want to do this one, they have to be stored in this way. Otherwise, this is not possible. So to do this one, they have created this way. If you don't want to extract XRK, if you don't want to extract anything, then no need to use with respect to indexing. But they have got a doubt that if you want to extract only SRK, or if I want to extract only special miss, for example, some person will write a comment. Okay, some YouTube comment they have written. Whether it is a good comment or a bad comment, we want to divide that one. Means we want to predict whether it is a good comment or a bad comment. Now we are going to read the each and every letter, whatever the comment they have written, we will read that letter and we'll understand. For example, let us take like this. Trainer is good. Now whether this comment is a positive comment or negative comment, how you have told that one? Based on the word of good. Now I want to extract only the word of good. Then how I have to do? And I want to check whether this belongs to a positive word or whether it belongs to a negative word. So in order to do the slicing operation, they have created with respect to concept called as indexing. For indexing, they have created an object like this. So the string object, whatever the string object is there, the string objects are created in this way. So it is going to create a box where hello, HELLO. For that, they have kept an indexing with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have created the numbers. So for example, let us take like this. My name is SRK. This you are going to store in a variable called as some A. Now what it is going to do, it will create an object like this. My space name space E space SRK. It is going to create like this, right? For each of them, index numbers they have added 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, the index number starts from 0 to n minus 1, that is length minus 1. The index numbers starts from 0 to length minus 1. The index number in Python starts with 0. That is the syntax. That is the rule in the Python. 100% it has to start from 0 only. No, sir, it should not start with 0. It should start 1 means first you have to take the index number plus 1 you have to add. For each and every number you have to add plus 1. But Python first it will consider 0. If you are not interested means you start with whatever the number you want. Okay. So index always starts from 0 to length minus 1. This is called as positive indexing. Similarly, in the Python, negative indexing is also possible. That is minus 1. That is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, minus 11, minus 12, minus 13, minus 14. So negative indexing is also called as reverse indexing. In reverse order, it will be there. And where it starts from minus 1 to minus length. One is positive indexing in the positive direction, negative in the negative direction, negative indexing. Okay. Is that clear? Similarly, here, whatever the value is there, whatever the value we are having here, my string of hello is there. It is going to create an object of hello, HELLO, and name it as my string. Now, indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative indexing in negative direction. That is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. Right? Now, here, once there is an indexing is possible, now we can extract whatever the value we want inside that. There multiple sequence of characters are there. Within that multiple sequence of characters, we can extract whatever the character we want. For example, I want this O. What is the index number of O? 4. So if you ask my string of 4, whatever the 4 is there, it is going to print. Now my string of 4, if I write like this, it is taking as a variable name. So they want to keep some syntax for this. The syntax they have created called as brackets, square brackets. This square brackets meaning is indexing. You are working on the index. Already they have used normal brackets for function. So they have created for indexing separate brackets, which are called as square brackets. Whenever you are using the square brackets, it is taking as with respect to like this. So if you ask my string of 4 means whatever the index of 4 is there, it is just printing that one. What is there inside the 4? O. That is string of O. It is going to print string of O. Right? Similarly, my string of 0. Inside this, we have to write the 0 only. I mean numbers only. Whatever the number you want, that number we have to write. My string of 0. Now my string of 0, what is there? H. It is going to print like this. Now within the my string of 2, what is there in the inside the 2? L. Now my string of minus 4. Just it is going to extract whatever the value is there in that particular index number. Now my string of 1.2. Can the index number has minus, decimal values? No. In all the index numbers will have only with respect to integers. That is the syntax in the Python. It will throw an error. Now, whenever you are asking like this, it will throw an error that indexing is only int. Index numbers can have only int. It can't have the float. It will throw an error. Now, my string of, whatever the my string is there, my string of 40. What is there in the 40? 40 is not available. It is only available of up to 4 only. 5 only not available. So from 5 to whatever the value next number you are writing, it will throw an error that index error. Index is out of the range. That index value is not available. So let us see with all these examples. My string of 0. What is there in the 0? H. So it is going to print H. My string of -1. What is there in the -1? Whoa. My string of -3. What is there in the -3? -1, -2, -3. That is L. Yes, it is. My string of 5. Positive numbers we are having from 0 to 4 only. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is there in the 5? Nothing. So 5 is not available for this particular string. 5 is not available. So it is going to throw an index error. Index is out of range. Right? That number is not available. Only 0 to 4. You ask any number between 0 to 4, it is okay. Apart from 0 to 4, if you ask any other number, positive numbers, it will throw an error. Negative numbers, -1 to -5 is available. Apart from -1 to -5, if you ask any number, it will throw an error. Same error. For example, I'm asking -5. What is there in the -5? H. Now, instead of -5, -55. Index error. Same. Right? Positive 55 also index error. Right? Next, my string of 1.5. So again, it is going to throw error. Indexing must be integers only. Whatever the indexes are there, that must be integers, not with respect to floats. Is that clear? Now, whatever the index numbers we are using, these examples, whatever the examples I have told you now, these examples will give only one single value at a time. The output is only one value. But if I want multiple values, that is HELLO is there. I want HEL or HELL, HELL I want. That I can't get by using this one. For that, this is called as, if you are able to extract only a single value, then it is called as indexing. Indexing means extracting a single value. Extract a single value. Okay, you can extract only a single value. Now, in all the cases, here I'm printing. Just I am printing because this is in the last line, automatically it is printing. I'm not storing them. It is just printing them. If you want to store means, you have to create an object for that. You have to write the variable name. Now it is going to be stored. Otherwise, it will not store. So, sir, why here it is printing? Because it is in the last line in the Jupyter notebook. Last line automatically prints, right? So that is the reason it is printing, right? Sir, in the Jupyter notebook, last line automatically print. When you have told, sir, in the last class or day before class, I have told. So if you have not attended the last class or day before class, automatically that will be for you new. Whoever has attended the last and previous classes, for them it is clear. So each and every class is equally important. If you have missed one of the class, in the next class, I may continue with whatever I have completed in the last class. Right? So here, strings can be indexed where we are having positive index and negative index. Positive index means left to right in the forward direction, which is called as forward indexing. Positive indexing ranges from 0 to length -1. Negative indexing means right to left in the reverse order. In the backward direction, it is called as reverse indexing. Opposite direction, reverse indexing. Right? Which is negative indexing range is from -1 to -length. Is it clear? And in particularly in Python, the indexing starts from 0. Now there is a question, sir, hello, HELLO. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sir. While negative also you can start with 0, na? 0, -1, -2. Then if I ask 0, H should be printed or O should be printed. If it is starting with 0. So that is the reason no two will have the same index numbers. So that is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Is that clear? Now, sir, if all this indexing are used for only to extract single value, one single value at a time. If you want to extract multiple values, then we have to move on to the next concept called as slicing. That we are going to discuss in the tomorrow's class. Okay, if you practice the indexing, slicing is dead easy. Without understanding indexing, if you move on to the slicing, it will be difficult. Okay, in slicing also different options are there. I will explain all the options by taking at least 15 to 20 examples. Why? Because slicing of the strings, slicing operation, if you understand the slicing operation, the list slicing is also same. Okay, list slicing is same, tuple slicing is same, dictionary with not dictionary, with respect to numpy slicing is same. In the future, we are going to discuss, and panda slicing also same. All the things are slicing only. This one class of slicing is going to be helpful for next 5 to 6 classes. Again, in the list, I'm not going to explain the slicing. When NumPy comes, I will not explain the slicing operation. When pandas will come, I will show you the code and directly I will execute the code only. Again, I will not detailedly explain there. Detailed explanation will be for first time. Repetition also detailed explanation is there means my classes will be repeated only. Doing the same thing, repetition has to be done by you, not by me. That you have to do and you have to practice by revision or whatever the repetition, right? So in the future classes, that is in the pandas, NumPy, wherever we are going to use the slicing concept remains same, which we are going to discuss in the next class, right? Because it will take at least 15 to 20 minutes of time. Done? Yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask.